So basically, the first exercise we are starting off logic in which we need to identify which sentences are statements. So a sentence in logic is a statement. A sentence in logic is a statement if and only if we get an answer as true or false. We get an answer as true or false. If you are not getting the answer as true or false, it is not a statement. It is only a sentence. So this is first thing that you need to know. Okay. So sentence in logic, you can write this in your own words. Sentence in logic is a statement if we get a definite answer, true or false. Even if it is false, then also it is a statement. Okay. Yeah. Second note, command, request, exclamation, interrogation. These are not statements. These are not statements. Okay. So these are only sentences. Command, request, exclamation, interrogation. These are not statements. These are only sentences. Next one, exercise 1.1, page number 2, question number 1. Okay. So now the first question over here is a triangle has n sides. Okay. Now, first of all, the truth value. This is a false statement. This is a false statement because we know for sure that the triangle has three sides. Then why to write n sides? It cannot have n sides. It is very specific. The triangle has only three sides. So this is false. A triangle has n sides is false. Okay. So it is a statement. Therefore, it is a statement. Even if it is false, it is a statement. Okay. Second question. Second question. The sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180. Okay. The sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180. So it's true. Therefore, it's a statement. Second one is true. We know for sure that the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180. Therefore, it is true. Third one, you are amazing. It's an exclamation. Therefore, not a statement. There is no true false about it. So this is not a statement. It's an exclamation. It's not a statement. Fourth one, please grant me a loan. Please grant me a loan. So it's a request. Therefore, not a statement. Fifth one, root of minus 4 is an irrational number. That's false. Root of minus 4 is a complex number. It's a complex number. Minus sign within the roots, it's a complex number. So it's false. Even if it is false, it can be a statement. Okay. Next one, question number 6. X square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to minus is equal to minus 2. Minus 4 or minus 2. Now put the value of x over here. Minus 4 the whole square, 6 into minus 4 plus 8. And minus 2 the whole square, 6 into minus 2 plus 8. Let us understand what is the answer. So 16 plus 8, 24 plus 24. That is 48. Not equal to 0. 4 plus 8. 12 plus 12. 24. Not equal to 0. Therefore, this is a false sentence. It's a false sentence. Will it be a statement then? Yes. We should get the answer true or false. Then only it's a statement. Okay. Next one, seventh one. He is an actor. Now, who is an actor? We don't know. We don't know anything about this particular sentence. It is true, it is false, we don't know. So it is an open sentence. It's an open sentence. Therefore, not a statement. Because we are not getting any answer out of it. We are not getting true, we are not getting false. So it's an open sentence, therefore not a statement. Question number 8. Did you eat lunch yet? It's interrogation. Therefore, not a statement. Interrogation, not a statement. Have a cup of cappuccino. It's a command. It's a command. Therefore, not a statement. Therefore, not a statement. X plus y the whole square is equal to x square plus 2xy plus y square. X plus y the whole square is equal to x square plus 2xy plus y square. Okay, this is true. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it is a statement. Question 11. Every real number is a complex number. Okay. So this is also true because a real number, for example, a real number is 3. It can be expressed as like this 3 plus 0i. So it can be expressed as a complex number. So technically it is not true, but then in general we can express it as a complex number. So this is true. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 12th one. One is a prime number. False. One is neither prime, neither nor composite. Therefore, it's a statement. Even if it is false, it's a statement. 13. With the sunset, the day ends. True. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 14. 1 factorial is 0. False. 1 factorial is 1. We have done this in permutation combination. 1 factorial is 1, 0 factorial is 1. It is false. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 15. 3 plus 5 greater than 11. False. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 16. The number pi is an irrational number. The answer is true. Pi value is non-terminating. Therefore, it's a statement. 17. X square minus y square is equal to x plus y, x minus y. It's a direct formula. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 18. 2 is the only even prime number. True. Therefore, it's a statement. 19. Two coplanar lines. Coplane means on a single plane. A whiteboard, a blackboard, this screen, mobile screen, a tablet screen. It's a single plane. Okay. So lines on a single plane, two lines on a single plane are called as coplanar lines. So these are coplanar lines. They're two different lines. They are either parallel or intersecting. Correct. A line can be parallel to other line on a plane, or it can intersect the other line. So it's true. Therefore, a statement is true, false. Also, you need to write up. Question number 20. The number of arrangements of 7 girls in a row for a photograph is 7 factorial. Now, this is related to permutation combination last year. 7 objects, the arrangements will be 7 factorial. True. Therefore, it's a statement. 21. Give me a compass box. It's a command, not a statement. Not a statement. 22. It's a command. Not a statement. Bring the motor car here. You are ordering someone. Okay. Question number 23. It may rain today. So we don't know definitely for sure it will rain or not rain. There is no answer true or false to this. So this is open sentence. Hence it is not a statement. Therefore not a statement. 24. A plus B is less than 7. A greater than or equal to 0. B greater than or equal to 0. Then A is less than 7 and B is less than 7. Okay. So this is true. A has to be less than 7. A and B. So if A is less than 7, A is 6. B will be 0. So these two criteria are fulfilled. If A is 5, B is 1, the total will be less than 7. Okay. B can also be 0. The total will be 5. If A is 4, B will be 1, 2 or 0. Okay. The total will be still less than 7. So this particular thing is true. It's true. Okay. Since it is true, therefore it's a statement. Next one, 25. Can you speak in English? Interrogation. Interrogation. Therefore, it's not a statement. Someone please mark this in your textbook that this exercise is over. Let's go to the miscellaneous exercise. Miscellaneous exercise. Page number 29. Or rather, page number 31. Page number 31. Question number 4, sub question 1. Okay. Ice cream sundaes are my favorite. Now, the person who is saying this, it is true for that particular person. Ice cream sundaes are my favorite. If I am saying this, it is true for me. Therefore, it is a statement. Next one. X plus 3 equal to 8. X is a variable. X plus 3 is equal to 8. X is a variable. So it's true. Therefore, a statement. therefore a statement. 3 and 8 are constants, x is a variable. Sub question 3. Read a lot to improve your writing skill. It's a command, not a statement. You're asking someone to do this. Fourth one. Z is a positive number. Okay. Now we don't know anything about Z over here. Okay. We don't know anything about Z over here. So we cannot really tell it is true or false. So it's an open sentence. Okay. 5. A plus B the whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. It's true. Therefore, it's a statement. Previous one, it's an open sentence. Therefore, it is not a statement. Okay. It's not a statement. Fine. 6. True. Therefore, it's a statement. Therefore, it's a statement. 7. Why are you sad? Interrogation. Therefore, a statement. 8. How beautiful the flower is. Exclamation.
For the seventh one, you mean not a statement, no?
Yeah, it's not a statement. Sorry. Interrogation is not a statement. Exclamation. Not a statement. 9. The square of any odd number is even. False. Therefore, statement. Even if it is false, it is a statement. Next, all integers are natural numbers. False. Statement. 10th one is a statement. 11. X is a real number. X belongs to real values. The square of x will always be positive. That is greater than 0. Only if x is 0, it is equal to 0. So x square can be greater than 0 or equal to 0. It can never be less than 0. It can never be less than 0. Therefore, it's true. And hence it is a statement. Hence it is a statement. 12. Do not come inside the room. Command, therefore not a statement. 13. What a horrible sight it was. Exclamation, therefore not a statement. Therefore not a statement. Question number 2, sub question 1. On the same page, same exercise. What is happy ending? Interrogation, therefore not a statement. The square of every real number is positive. False. It can be positive or zero. So they are not saying that the square is zero. It can be zero also. Therefore, statement. Even if it is false, it can be a statement. Every parallelogram is a rhombus. So this is a parallelogram. This is not a rhombus. Only when all sides are equal, it's a rhombus. So it's false. Only some parallelograms are rhombus. Therefore, it's a statement. A square minus b square. A plus b, a minus b is true. Therefore, it's a statement. Please carry out my instruction. It's a request. Therefore, not a statement. 6. The Himalayas are the highest mountain range. True. Therefore, it's a statement. 7. X minus 2 x minus 3 is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. This is true. When you multiply both the brackets, you will get the right hand side. Therefore, it's a statement. 8. It's interrogation. Therefore, not a statement. 9. 0 factor is equal to 1 is true. Is true. Therefore, a statement. 10. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. So delta, okay, that is b square minus 4ac, tells us the nature of the roots. If delta is greater than 0, roots are real, roots are real and unequal. Roots are real and unequal. Delta equal to 0, roots are real and equal. Delta less than 0, roots are complex, imaginary. So they are saying it will always have two real roots. Not necessary. Hence it is false. Therefore it's a statement. This is false. Therefore it is a statement. So that is the end of statements part. Okay. Now compound statements and logic. I said compound statements in logic. This is the next topic. Write down this. First one is conjunction. Conjunction is and, denoted with this reverse V. Other names for and is but, although, even though, nor. This is very important. Nor is also there. Nor is and. Nor is not or. Nor is and. Very important. Nor is very important. And is also written as nor. So if there are two statements, P and Q, okay. So P and Q. There are two statements, PQ. This is called as the truth table of and. Okay. This is fixed. TTFF, TF, TF. These are the inputs. PQ individually are inputs. These are two separate statements. If P and Q both are true, P and Q will also be true. If P, Q individually are true, if P, Q individually are true, together also the final answer will be true. And if anyone is false, if anyone is false, PQ individually, if anyone is false, the final answer will be false. So in the table of and, so in the table of and, only TT is T. Only TT is T. Rest everything is false. Only TT is T. Rest everything is false. Question number 2, or rather, second part. Second one is disjunction. Second one is disjunction. It's or, denoted with this V. Okay. Disjunction is or. Truth table, PQ, P or Q. TT, FF, TF, TF. These are the inputs. This is fixed. These are the inputs. This is fixed. Now, how to remember this table? In or, in or, if both are false, individually, if P is false, Q is false, then only it is false. Everything else is true. Everything else is true. So in or, if both are false, then only the final answer is false. This is how you need to remember. In and, if both are true, then only the final answer is true. remaining is false. In or, if both are false, then only the final answer is false, remaining else is true. Everything else is true. Third one, negation not. Negation not. This is the sign for negation. P, negation P. So negation of true is false and negation of false is true. Negation of false is true. Fourth one, implication. Implication, which is also called as conditional. And this is called as P implication Q. So this is the sign for implication. One-sided arrow. Meaning, if then. So when I write P arrow Q, the meaning of this is if P then Q. If P then Q. Truth table. This you need to buy it. The inputs are fixed. TTFF, TFTF. So only TF is F. Only TF is F. Remaining everything is true. Remaining everything else is true. This is the implication. Conditional. Next one. And the last one. Double implication. Double implication. Biconditional. This is the sign. And the keyword is IFF. The meaning of IFF is if or only if. If and only if. Sorry. If and only if. That also you write down. IFF meaning is if and only if. Double implication or biconditional. Truth table. How to remember this? If anyone is false out of P and Q, if any one is false, the final answer will be false. Otherwise, it is true. If any one is false, the final answer is false. Otherwise, it is true. Okay. So that is the end of today's class.